sharpness of his firm intention. وَزَعَنَ يَقْتَادُ الْقَلْبَ بِأَزِمَّتِهِ, and he traveled driving my heart or pulling my heart with his reins. فما راقن, اچھا پھر سے پڑھو نہیں یار. پس اس نے سفر کے لیے تیز کیا اپنے پختہ ارادے کی دھار کو، اور سفر کر ہی لیا میرے قلب کو اس کی لگاموں کے ساتھ کھینچتے ہوئے. فما راقنی من لاقنی بعد بعده ولا شاقنی من ساقنی لوصاله ولا لاح لي مذند ند لفضله ولا ذو خلال حسن مثل خلاله. سو مجھے خوش نہیں کیا اس نے جو مجھ سے ملا اس کے دور ہو جانے کے بعد، اور مجھے کچھ شوق نہیں دلایا اس نے جس نے مجھے ہانکا اپنے وصال کے لیے، اور ظاہر نہیں ہوا میرے لیے جب سے وہ چلا گیا اس کے فضل کا کوئی مماثل، اور نہ کوئی دوستی والا جس نے سمیٹا ہو اس کی جیسی عادات کو. وَاسْتَسَرَّ عَنِّي حِينًا لَا أَعْرِفُ لَهُ عَدِيدًا وَلَا أَجِدُ مِنْهُ مُبِينًا. اور وہ مجھ سے چھپا رہا ایک زمانے تک، میں نہیں جانتا تھا اس کے لیے کوئی جھاڑی، اور میں نہیں پاتا تھا اس کے متعلق کوئی خبر دینے والا. اگین تھوڑا تھوڑا پڑھتے جاؤ. شہاز یشہد شہدن، ٹو شارپن، تیز کرنا. نائف کو شارپ کرتے ہیں نا، تو شہازہ کے معنی ٹو شارپ. للرحلہ اسم من الارتحال. ارتحل يرتحل means to travel. So للرحلہ للسفر. غرار means حد الرمح والسيف والسهم، جمع غرة. The sharp edge of the knife, of the sword, the cutting edge by which you cut, that's called ghirar. And azmatun, azam ya'zimu means to resolve, to make firm intention. So he sharpened for traveling the sharp edge of his firm resolution, meaning he fixed it. I'm leaving now. And waza'ana, za'ana yaz'anu za'nan means safar karna. He traveled, he left. Yaqtadul qalba, iqtada yaqtadu iqtiyadan means khenchna. Qada yaqudu means to pull from the front. Okay? Qada yaqudu, you remember I mentioned before, Qada yaqudu is from the front and saqa yasuqu is from behind. Al-qalba, alif lam is for iwaz. What he means here is qalbi. Yaqtadu qalbi. He was pulling my heart. Bi azimmatihi, with his reins. Azimma is plural of zimam. Zimam means the rein which is placed into the nose of the camel or into the mouth of the horse to control it and pull it right, left, direct it. It's like the steering wheel. So zimam is the lagam. So اس نے سفر کیا میرے دل کو اپنی لگاموں کے ساتھ کھینچتے ہوئے. Traveling my heart with his reins. فما راقنی من لاقنی بعد بعده. So that person did not please me who met me after he left. راق یروق روقن رواقن کے معنی بارونق ہونا، اور بارونق چیز خوش کر دیتی ہے، تو مجھے خوش نہیں کیا، مجھے پلیز نہیں کیا. کس نے؟ من لاقنی. لاق یلیق لیقن means چپک جانا، to stick to someone. So the person who stuck to me بعد بعده, after his separation, after he distanced himself. ولا شاقنی, and that person did not give me any shock and yearning. من ساقنی لِوِصَالِهِ, who drove me for his wisal and his connection and his companionship. Wasala yuwasilu muwasalatan, wisalan means to join, to connect. Who attempted to connect me to him did not give me any shauq and any desire. وَلَا لَاحَ لِي مُذْنَدَّ نِدٌّ لِفَضْلِهِ, there did not appear to me since he left anyone who was similar to him in his fadl and excellence. لاح يلوح لوحا ظاهر هنا, to appear. لاح الشيء يعني ظهر. مذ ند, ند يند ندا كمعنى بدقنا, بهاغنا. ند البعير, when the camel bidak jaye and it runs around and runs off, and you run after it but you can't catch it, like the wild animal which is running around, the zebra. The zebra, nadda zebra, the zebra run. So nadda means bidak jana, bhag jana. And niddun is singular of andad. And niddun means nazir, shabih, mumasil, similar. فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Andadan means rivals. Don't make others similar to Allah. لِفَضْلِهِ, who would be similar to him in fadl. وَلَا ذُو خِلَالٍ حَازَ مِثْلَ خِلَالِهِ, nor a man of friendliness, ذُو خِلَالٍ, who would gather the likes of his attributes. Khilal is mentioned twice. The first khilal is plural of khullatun. Khullatun bidhammil kha means friendship. Min qabli an ya'tiya yawmun la bay'un fihi wala khilal. And before Ayatul Kursi, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu anfiqu mimma razaqnakum min qabli an ya'tiya yawmun la bay'un fihi wala khullatun wala shafa'a. So khullatun and khilalun means friendship, muhabbat, deep friendship, love. Haza yahuzu hawzan hiyazatan, sametna, jama karna, collect. Mithla khilalihi, second khilal is plural of khallatun. Khallatun means khaslatun, one who had friendliness and who had gathered the qualities and attributes like him. وَاسْتَسَرَّ عَنِّي حِينًا, he remained hidden from me for a long time. Istasarra yastasirru istisraran is from sarra yasirru sirran. Sirrun means sirran wa alaniya. Sirrun means privacy, to be concealed, to be hidden. So istasarra, he kept himself hidden from me and he disappeared for a long time. La a'rifu lahu arinan, I would not know regarding him any jhari, any manzil, any place. Areen is literally ma'wal asad, where the lion remains, the lion's den. And lion, likes living among bushes and trees because it has a lot of shade. So it stays there. It only comes out for hunting, and that's at night. And during the day, lion relaxes in between the bushes and the trees. So I would not recognize for him any manzil, any den, any house. I didn't know where he was staying, where he was living. He just disappeared. وَلَا أَجِدُ عَنْهُ مُبِينًا, I would not find anyone who would inform me about his whereabouts. وَلَا أَجِدُ وَجَدَ يَجِدُ پَانَا, and mubin, abana yubinu, bayan karna, wazeh karna, who would inform me of his whereabouts. فَلَمَّا أُبْتُ مِنْ غُرْبَتِي, when I returned from my safar. Ubtu is from aba ya'ubu auban iyaban, to return. जब मैं वापस लौटा मेरे सफर से, गुरबती, गरूब यगरूबु गुरबतन means सफर करना, गरीब means मुसाफिर. लैसल गरीबु गरीब الشام واليمن إن الغريب غريب اللحد والكفن إن الغريب له حق لغربته على المقيمين في الأوطان والسكن, in the Qasida of Maud. To min ghurbati, when I return from my safar, ila mambiti shu'bati, to the place where my branch grew, the place of growing of my branch. Mambit, nabata yambutu, nabatan means to grow. So mambit is from nabata yambutu. So originally it should be mambat, because the usul is if in mazi the ain kalima is maftuh or mazmoom, then the ism zarf will be maftuh. And if it's maksur, then it will be maksur. Like for example, nasara yansuru nasran. So from yansuru, since the ain kalima has dhamma on it, so ism zarf will be man, bolo, mansar, barwazani maf'al. And similarly, if it's maftuh, like fataha yaftahu, then the ism zarf will be maftah. So mansar and maftah. Okay. And if it's maksur, right, like hasiba yahsibu, then ism zarf will be mahsib bikasr, bil kasr. समझ में आ गया? उसूल, you know the sarfi qaida. If the ain kalma in muzare is maftu or mazmoom, then ism zarf will be maftuh in both cases. From nasara yansuru mansar and fataha yaftahu maftah. And if it's maksur, like hasiba yahsibu, then it will be maksur, like hasiba yahsibu mahsib. Now over here, mambit is from nabata yambutu, right? So what should it be? But, right? Like nasara yansuru mansar. So it should be mambat. But mambit is ala khilafil qiyas. Yani qiyas sarfi. Ala khilafil qiyas sarfi. Similar is the case of masjid. Because masjid is from sajada yasjudu. So from when the ain kalima is maftuh or mazmoom, then isme zarf's ain kalima will be maftuh. So sajada yasjudu should be masjid, but it's used masjid ala khilafil qiyas. So when I returned to the mambit, the growing place of my shu'ba, shu'ba means branch, okay, meaning my hometown. Because my hometown is where I grew up. My siblings, my cousins, my family members, they were all born here, bred here. So I came back to my hometown. So when I returned from my travels to the place where my branch grew up, حضرت دار كتبها, I attended the library, التي هي منتدى المتأدبين, which is the gathering place of the linguistics, وملتقى القاطنين منهم والمتغربين, and the meeting point of the locals, residents from among them, and the travelers. حضرت دار كتبها, Darul Kutub means Kutub Khana, library. التي هي منتدى, انتدى ينتدي انتداء, معنى مجلس محفل. أصل من ندى يندو ندوا, ندوت القوم يعني جمعتهم. And ندى القوم يعني جمعوا. And انتدى means اجتمع. So muntada is isme zarf, because in Babi Sulasi Mazid fi, isme zarf and isme maf'ul both have the same sigha, right? Not like Sulasi Mujarrad, where isme maf'ul is different from isme zarf. Isme maf'ul is on wazan maf'ul and isme zarf is on wazan maf'al. But in other abwab, so intada yantadi, from there muntada. Muntada is isme maf'ul as well and isme zarf as well. So over here, muntada is used for hello, isme zarf, right? So muntada, zarf, zarf makan, the place where the gathering of al-muta'addibin. Ta'addaba yata'addabu, ta'adduban means adab or ilmi adab se waqif hona, linguistic, to be linguistic. وملتقى القاطنين منهم والمتغربين. ملتقى from iltaqa, yaltaqi, iltiqa, and to meet. So multaqa means meeting point, which is the meeting point of qatinin, qatana bil makan, yani aqama, sakana. And the meeting point of those who are residents from among them, and wal mutagharribin. Tagharraba is from gharuba anil watan, to be away from the watan, meaning be musafir. والمتغربين يعني المسافرين. فدخل ذو لحية كثة وهيئة رثة. So there entered a man with a thick beard and هيئة رثة, बिखरी हुई हैयत, paraganda हैयत, and in appearance which is disheveled. Shakl Surat was not so good, and he was looking very old and disheveled. فَسَلَّمَ عَلَى الْجُلَّاسِ. He greeted those who were sitting there, and he وَجَلَسَ فِي أُخْرَيَاتِ النَّاسِ, and he sat among the last rows of people. जी. فَدَخَلَ ذُو لِحْيَةٍ كَسَّةٍ. لحية, dhari. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam's dhari Mubarak was thick, full, and dense, and it would cover his chest. So, dhari should be full, at least one fist. Lihiyatun jama luha and liha, both are used. Hadith Sharif says, Ahfu shawarib wa a'fu al-luha. Remove your mustache and let loose your beards. Meaning, mustache ko to touch karo, lekin dhari ko touch mat karo. Let it be long. So this person had a lihyatun kathatun. Kathatun means kathiratu sha'r. Hadith says, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كث اللحية. كث يكث كثا كثاثة from Babi Samia يسمع, and to be full and dense. So a man with full and dense beard entered the majlis, and وهيئة رثة. هيئة جمع هيئات, which means حالة, كيفية, شكل, صورة. And رثة جمع رثاث, meaning ratha yarithu rathan. Rathatan means to be paraganda, simple, simplicity. So he was in a hayat which was of very simple nature. فَسَلَّمَ عَلَى الْجُلَّاسِ. Sallama, greet. Jullas, plural of jalis, those who were sitting there. Jalis, jama jullas, julus, both are used. وَجَلَسَ فِي أُخْرَيَاتِ النَّاسِ. That in ukhrayatun nas, the last of people. Ukhrayat is plural of ukhra, which means at the back, in those who are distant towards the end, mutaakhiri. He didn't proceed too forward to find the best spot to sit. He behaved simplistically, and he was a very simple person. He sat at the end of the rows when he found a space. ثم أخذ يبدي ما في وطابه. Then he began to reveal what was in his mashkiza of milk, his milk carrier. You know, for milk they used to have special carriers. Even now as well, farmers, they have special tin carriers in which they fill milk. Like for wine and alcohol, they have different barrels. So for milk, they have different containers. So vitab is that container in which milk is kept. So he began to reveal. Abda yubdi ibdan, to reveal. Bada yabdu buduwan means to be open, to be exposed. So he began to reveal what was in his container. وَيُعْجِبُ الْحَاضِرِينَ بِفَصْلِ خِطَابِهِ. And he was surprising those who were present with his eloquent, faislakun speech. With his speech, which is with his clear-cut speech. أعجب يعجب, to surprise. فصل الخطاب, meaning al-khitab al-fasil, which is eloquent and clear-cut khitab and speech. فقال لمن يليه ما الكتاب الذي تنظر فيه. He said to the one who was close to him, what is this book in which you are looking? ولا يلي وليا, to be close to someone. فقال, he said, ديوان أبي عبادة المشهود له بالإجادة. This is the divan of Abu Ubadah al-Bahtari, for whom people have testified of umdagi and beauty. It is a jayyid and beautiful book. فقال, he said to him, هل عثرت له فيما لمحته على بديع استملحته. Have you come across in what you have gazed through upon something amazing which you felt was very beautiful, tasty. عثر يعثر عثورا means to come across, to peep onto something. عثر يعثر عثرا means to trip. So عثر means to trip and عثور means to come across. فيما لمحته, لمح يلمح means to look at something. وما أمر الساعة إلا كلمح البصر أو هو أقرب. What you have gazed and you have seen. على بديع, بديع means something amazing, surprising. استملحته, which you felt was salty, meaning tasty and nice. قال نعم, he said yes, and he mentioned the next share which we will read in the next lesson. अभी इतना पढ़ लो, शुरू से करो. बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. बस उसने तेज किया सफर के लिए अपने इरादे की धार को, और सफर कर ही लिया मेरे दिल को अपनी लगामों से खींचते हुए. फिर मुझे पसंद नहीं आया वो शख्स जिसने मुझे अपने से चिपकाया उसके दूर होने के बाद, और मुझे शौक नहीं दिलाया उसने जिसने मुझे हाँका उसकी दोस्ती के लिए, और जाहिर नहीं हुआ मेरे लिए जब से वो चला गया उसके फضल का कोई मुमासिल, और न कोई दोस्तियों वाला जिसने समेटा हो उस जैसी खसलतों को. और वो छुपा रहा मुझसे एक ज़माने तक, मैं नहीं पहचानता था उसकी कोई झाड़ी, और नहीं पाता था उसके मुतालिक कोई खबर देने वाला. फिर जब मैं लौटा अपने सफ़र से अपनी शाख उगने की जगह की तरफ, तो मैं हाजिर हुआ उसके उस कुतुब खाने में जो अदीब लोगों की बैठक है, और उनमें से मुसाफिर और मुकीम के मिलने की जगह है. तो अंदर दाखिल हुआ एक घनी दाढ़ी वाला और परागंदा हैयत वाला. उसने सलाम किया बैठने वालों पर और बैठ गया लोगों के पिछले हिस्से में. फिर वो जाहिर करने लगा जो कुछ कि उसके दूध के मशकीज़े में था, और ताज्जुब में डालने लगा हाजिरीन को अपने फैसला कुन खिताब और स्पीच से. तो उसने कहा उस आदमी से जो उसके करीब था, ये कौन सी किताब है जो तू देख रहा है. उसने कहा ये अबू उबादा बख्तरी का दीवान है जिसके लिए उम्दगी की गवाही दी गई है. तो उसने कहा क्या तू वाकिफ हुआ उस पर जो तूने देखा, किसी ऐसी चीज़ पर जिसको तूने नमकीन समझा हो. उसने कहा हाँ, अबू उबादा का ये शेर. फिर से पढ़ो. So he sharpened for traveling the sharp edge of his resolve, and he did travel, pulling my heart with his reins. Then there did not please me whoever met me or made me stick to him after his separation, and there did not give me any shock and desire whoever drove me for his friendship and for his muhabbat and love. Nor did there appear before me since he fled anyone who could be rivaled to him in his excellence, nor anyone who had love and muhabbat who would gather the likes of his qualities. And he disappeared from me for a long time. I did not know anything about his abode, nor did I find anyone who could inform me regarding him. Then when I returned from my travel to the place where my branch sprout up, meaning my hometown, sprung up and grew, I attended its library, which is the place where the linguistics gather and which is the meeting point of those who are resident from among them and those who are travelers. So a man entered who had a thick beard and who had a disheveled and simple hayat and halat, and he greeted those who were sitting there, and he sat among the last of people, and then he began to reveal what was in his milk container, meaning in his heart and mind and his ilm and knowledge, and he was surprising those who were present with his eloquent and decisive speech. So he said to that person who was sitting next to him, "What is this kitab which you are reading in this library?" And he said that it is the divan and the book of Abu Ubada al-Buhturi, for whom people have testified that he used to write jayyid and beautiful umda ash'ar. So he said, have you come across for him in what you have gazed through and seen anything which is badi' and surprising and amazing and ajib, which you found it very tasty and beautiful? He said, yes. Istamlaha is originally from milhun. And what is milhun? Salt. Milhun means salt. Fish and chips does not taste right without salt. Nor does any other food. You will say phika phika yaar, salt lao, right? So salt is beautiful, it's tasty. So istamlaha is used for finding something tasty and beautiful. So have you found, lamaha means to see, gaze. Have you come across in what you have read, what you have gazed through, the pages you have gone through, something really surprising and amazing which you found it beautiful? And he said, yes, this couplet, كأنما تبسم عن لؤلؤ منضد أو برد أو أقاحي, though she smiles from pearls which have been put in line in rows, or hailstones, or the aqah flower. But I'll explain this tomorrow. Time हो गया, अजान हो गई है. Sorry. पढ़ो जल्दी जल्दी. बस हो गया.